Hi everyone. In this session we're going to talk a lot about what is natural learning for a dog. And I'd like to thank Shel Schumann and some of the videos that she's allowed me to share that shows her raising of a litter of puppies recently that are out of B by Oz. This is a C litter, and they're just a lot of fun little videos. So while I talk about natural learning, you'll be entertained by just watching these puppies as they're being raised, as Shel does an excellent job of raising these puppies in a natural environment. By natural, I mean that the dog's allowed to make mistakes, to learn from their mistakes, to be engrossed in their environment by sight, sound, smell, different surfaces, lots of different things, and that the puppies learn. What you'll notice as you watch these videos, how calm they are. They're not competitive with each other over food. They're doing some hunting for their food, but there's no anger, there's no frustration. There's just nothing but calmness while they work in a natural environment. And this is what we're going to do with our upcoming training sessions. And Shel was so courteous to allow me to share with you these videos of her puppies, where she also raised them in a very natural environment. And all of the owners are going forward with these puppies to continue to teach them in a natural way, not in a sterile environment where we learn one behavior at a time and then we go somewhere else and they won't do anything for us, but to learn about how to use our environment to enhance our training program. The beautiful photo that you are looking at is a photo of Cat. And this is a puppy that Shel retained from this litter. And she's one of the many puppies you'll see in the little short video clips that you'll see playing during the next part of the video. So have fun, be entertained, and let's start training. Our dogs no longer hunt for their food, but they have not lost the ability to use all of their senses at the same time and then make good decisions based on that input. Well, except that sometimes as humans, we take that all away from them. Modern dog training tells us that we must always set our dogs up for success, never let them make a mistake. And if a mistake is made, then we're supposed to set it up even easier the next time so they cannot get it wrong. A dog is never to learn from their mistakes. They're always supposed to get it right because that makes us good dog trainers. And the dog doesn't get to learn in a natural manner, where they have information from many types of input, and then they make decisions based upon that input they are receiving. Learn how to build a mentally strong dog by training them in a manner that is natural for them to learn. A method where you learn to trust your dog, trust what you have trained them, and for them to trust you and have confidence in you. Our dogs are little predators. Even though they no longer hunt for those meals, they still retain the ability to use a predator's brain power. A cat is also a predator, and you may see them when they're staring at a mouse in the grass. But they also know there's a motion to their left, there's motion to their right, there's a sound behind them, there's motion above them. They can smell if a new smell has entered the area. They can hear the slightest sound, even when they're focused on the hunt itself. They might know that they're within a good distance. They get to pounce, and the odds are very good for a successful catch. But there is also something else in the area that could be dangerous to them. They might give up the hunt. All of that information can be processed at the same time. They can hear, see, and smell many different elements in their environment and then make a decision based on the input they're receiving. And they can do that while they're being fully engaged in what looks to be a successful hunt. If they choose to continue the hunt, then they know where to jump for the best acceleration and how to remain fully balanced during the takeoff, the pounce, the landing. That is what is natural, whether it is a domestic cat, a fox, a coyote, a mountain lion, or our dogs. People often wonder why they train for weeks and weeks, and then months and months, and then years and years, and they still cannot get any consistency from their dogs. They might go for a walk, and boom, their dog bolts after a squirrel and does not come back when they call him. They go for a hike, and the dog wanders off when they're sniffing new smells. They might train for a dog sport, and yet the dog will not perform in the competition ring like they do at home or in their training class. The dog will not perform the behaviors that the owner is sure they've taught them, but when the dog leaves home, they no longer have any of those great behaviors that they had at home with ease. Some trainers use methods that tell dogs they're not allowed to acknowledge the new sights, sounds, and smells. And if the dog shows interest in this new input, they're told to ignore it. Do not sniff this. Don't look at that. Don't react to that sound, and on and on. Watch me. Look at me. Pay attention to me. The dog has learned to just shut down their environment and not react to anything new. With that attitude, the natural acceleration leaves. You do not have a dog that joyously engages in new experiences while also having great impulse control. Seeing new sights, hearing new sounds, smelling new smells allows a dog to engage in their environment. They instantly kick in with impulse control until they can gauge whether or not acceleration is needed and how much is needed. That is natural learning, and that is a very powerful tool for successful dog training. Many of our modern-day dog training methods inhibit the natural process because it doesn't fit in our human perception of dog training. Humans tend to either suppress the natural learning process through corrections, or they create such a false and safe environment to train in that the dog never gets to experience any natural learning. Puppies and dogs will experience fear periods where their brains and critical thinking systems are no longer activated in a natural way. If we teach our puppies and our dogs in a natural way of learning, they will not have fear periods, and they can lead a happy and full life. Think again about that cat that was hunting. How natural is it for them to focus on the hunt and yet still be completely aware of all sights, sounds, and smells around them and any changes that occur in the environment? They are fully aware of the surface they are on and the one they're about to leap onto. They're aware of how to use their body to accelerate at the exact right moment and yet stay balanced during that attack. And all the while, they can stop the hunt and choose to hunt later if anything in the environment has changed in a way that makes them decide to end the hunt at that time. They have no anger, no frustration about not fulfilling their intended goal. A predator is so capable of absorbing information from so many different sources without fear. They can accept that input and quickly and calmly make decisions on what to do with that information. Calmness is a natural part of learning new behaviors in the real world of predators. Let's imagine our predator's brain as a combination of colored lights. A light that indicates all the smells in the area, a light for anything that's in motion, another light that gathers information about sounds in the environment. We would also have a light for touch, which gives information on the surface we are on and the one we're intending to move on to. Another light that processes how to keep our body balanced, and another one for information on when we should accelerate or decelerate. And of course, there are many, many more receptors in the brain that are all gathering information needed to be fully aware of our environment. But we will, in this training session, focus on these particular ones.